Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Adobe Live. I have some really exciting news. Michael did not spill water today.
He thought about it, though. He's like, maybe I should spill the water.
It's a great day, except all the water is outside in San Francisco, just raining like crazy.
The streets are crazy.
I know. At least it's not freezing rain like in Kansas.
Oh, yeah. And we're supposed to get like a big snowstorm on the day that I go back, so...
Oh, good luck.
Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen.
No. My name's Howard Pinsky. I'm a senior XD evangelist at Adobe. And this is Michael Crabtree.
Yep.
I pronounced your name right today. Yeah. So this is day 2 of the Adobe Live UI and UX week. We have some great stuff. We had some great guests. You just watched Daniel and Melody, and I was back this morning with Jackie. And here's the schedule here. We also kicked off the day with the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge hosted by Kathleen, followed by Jackie and myself, Daniel and Melody, and Michael and myself one more time. And a big hello to everyone who's joining us live on Behance, including Ryan and Munir and Jason and our awesome mod Voodoo Val, Helmet, B Creator, Ryan, I think I said Ryan already, Miriam, and everyone else who's joining us. Let us know who you are, where you're tuning in from, and we have some cool stuff coming up. So in about half an hour, we have Chat and Win. We're gonna have fireworks behind us, and all you really have to do is smash your keyboard during that time frame, and one of you will win, basically, one of you will win 100 stickers from Sticker Mule. And then about half an hour before the stream ends, we're gonna be reviewing some of the challenges that have come in. And if you're not familiar with these challenges, if you're on Behance right now, behance.net/live, hit that challenge button right at the top. And your challenge today is to design an electronic booking UI for a tablet using Adobe XD. And get creative with this. There's some really cool stuff you can do with this. And if you're the winner, if you create the really most creative thing, you win a 1-year subscription to the Creative Cloud.
That's awesome.
Who doesn't want that?
Yeah, I know.
I want that. So, shall we jump into it?
Yeah.
For those who are just joining, give us a very quick recap of who you are, what you did yesterday, and then we'll just dive into designing.
Sure thing. So, my name is Michael, and I just have like a quick little animation that I did presentation-wise for in Adobe XD. But for some reason, the fonts, you see that the fonts are a little wonky because the font I use wasn't synced right. I don't know why. Like I have trouble with that font on Creative Cloud Sync or whatever.
Was it Adobe fonts?
Yeah.
Oh, it should have synced properly. We'll take a look after.
Yeah, it's just strange, but yeah. So I'm Michael. I'm a graphic UI and UX designer. Here's my portfolio, but you can check out the same stuff on Behance. And I'm born and raised Kansas City, Kansas.
Nice.
So,
I haven't been. You like it?
Yeah,
good.
It's a great place.
I'll take your word for it.
All right. So I'm a graphic design freelancer and social media manager for Honduras Ministries. I proud graduate of Johnson County Community College, which is like a really inexpensive but really good community college that has a really good graphic design program based in Kansas City. So yeah, it's close by to where I live, so it's pretty convenient. I'm a jack of all trades kind of designer. I can like kind of design anything like, you know, web, print, motion graphics, video editing, all that stuff. But my main focus is digital design, such as UI, UX, icons, logos too, motion graphics, and web design primarily.
Nice.
I love learning new keyboard shortcuts.
Who doesn't? And
you know?
If you missed yesterday or if you missed the news, if you're living under a rock, Adobe XD now has a shortcut key for the eyedropper tool.
Just press I.
I, imagine that. Mind-blowing stuff. And I'm sure more shortcut keys are coming in the future.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Also a huge fan of Marvel movies. I mean, you know, they're great movies. But I also love to study like how they plan years in advance, all the little details for the overarching story. I take notes of their like marketing tactics and things because they're really successful at it. And their credit designs, like every movie has like a unique art style that I'm inspired by, and just really fun to watch. So yeah. In case you weren't here yesterday, I'm working on a food finder mobile app, and that will help you to find places to eat at. You know, if you're like unfamiliar with the location, you want to find a place to eat, or you want to find a new place, or I mean, you know, there are a number of different reasons. If you know, if you and your boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever are like arguing over where you should go to eat, this could help you settle that.
It happens a lot.
Yeah. So features, I want it to help you figure out where you want to eat. I want it to allow you to customize your preferred places and set favorite places to eat and favorite types of food in order to help determine where you will go to eat at. Like it helps the app decide, give you an option to go to. Helps you navigate where you want to go. So once you've decided on a place that you want to go, or the app's decided for you, it can provide like a map to help you navigate there. And so also hoping we can get to this, can be controlled with voice.
We better get to this. Because this is the thing that it's like, other than auto animate, the voice stuff in XD gets me really excited because there's so much you can do with it. And one of the really cool things I love about voice is how you can very quickly skip steps. So like in a typical flow, you might have an app that has maybe 10 different artboards for that flow, and you have to tap between each one, select options. But with voice, you just say the entire voice, what you want at the very beginning, and it goes all the way to the end, which is cool.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so user base, of course, a group of friends or like a couple looking for a place to eat. The anecdote, like what helped to inspire me to make this app is like, at a previous job I worked at, a coworker and I on our lunch break would usually go out to a place to eat, and we would sometimes have trouble deciding on a place, and we're like, wouldn't it be great if we had an app that could just decide for us or help us decide a place or something. So also it could be used for people who like to discover new places, like if you're like a foodie or something that loves to go to different places and find new places to eat at and whatever else, this can help you out. And also tourists or non-local people, so people who aren't from around town, they don't know their way around, this can help them find a place to eat at nearby. A user needs, so this is what a user needs to get out of this app. So a user needs to find a perfect or random place to eat at. So, yeah, whatever. So user needs to discover what places are out there and how to find them. So if you don't know your way around, it can help you to figure out new places to check out. You need to rate, share, and contact places to eat at. Like if you want to set a reservation or share it with your friends, let them know that you like this place, or set it as a favorite and quickly go back to it and stuff.
Nice.
So this is the schedule. We did day 1 already, which is planning out the app and its features and screens, and then the low fidelity wireframing. So just like quick and dirty mock-ups for how the screens would be laid out and how they would work. And then so we're on day 2 today, so we're gonna go over the mood board. So like inspiring imagery or similar apps or something, like to give you inspiration, will help give me inspiration to how I want it to look and function, and take notes from them and things like that. We're gonna go over some design specs today, like some design specs that I've come up with that we're going to apply to the low fidelity wireframes and make them high fidelity, so make them look designed and prettier and high quality. And then day 3, we'll be prototyping, so we'll be linking up all the screens, with hopefully having some fun with some auto animate. I'm excited for that. And we'll also finish up high fidelity screens. So make any adjustments or changes or updates to the screens that day.
Nice.
Yep.
Brian's saying he packs his lunch every day and saves a lot of money.
That is smart.
Maybe you can add a feature, like maybe version 2, that allows a user to decide randomly what to make at home so they can pack it and bring it to work.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting thing to...
Yeah. It could be fun,
but
for people like Brian.
Good on you, packing your lunch. I do that quite often because you can't always afford to go out and eat and stuff.
I wish I had that self-control.
Yeah.
But we have a cafe right upstairs, right above us.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
I can imagine so. So this is day 2. We're going to be going over mood board real quick. So here we go.
Ooh, fancy.
We have a few images here, and we have another screen of some more images we can use for inspiration. But we have, this kind of helped inspire me to make like the spinning wheel, well, this one and this one, to like how it would work, how it would look. And you have like, once it's selected in an item, it could like maybe have a little fly out like this with some info and buttons and things like that. This is a screenshot from an app similar concept app, but it's a lot simpler. You just spin the wheel, and it's like whatever type of place it lands on. It's like you've chosen, you know, this type of place. Here's the random place that has that kind of food.
Right.
And so this one, I've kind of like taken notes from, we got the food icons, how it's laid out, like just quick thumbnails for the icons for the food, and then like a little navigation bar here, the 4 different sections for 4 different main parts of the app that I want to work on. And then we also have like over here, you would like swipe. I'm hoping we'll have time to get to this too. Like you'd like swipe on an item and you have more options. Maybe set it as a favorite, or maybe add it to like a do not show again list or something.
Right, yeah. And you can definitely use the drag trigger in XD combined with auto animate to do some of that stuff.
So yeah, I'm excited to get to that.
Yeah.
And then with this, I was just kind of inspired by mostly the nav icon here.
Interesting.
Yeah, the nav bar. Like you have these outline styled icons on the bottom, but then like whatever one is selected has like a filled in colorful icon. And I thought that would be kind of a cool way to take it.
It's very cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Okay.
Now, speaking of the first mood board, I know yesterday you were tinkering with the wheel with that kind of fly out.
Yeah.
I know that was giving you a little bit of problems.
Yeah.
Did you go back and actually kind of look at that and think of how else you can do it?
I did, yeah. I made several changes and really refined it and improved the layout, made it a little more efficient and things.
Nice.
So
I'm excited to see what that looks
I don't
like.
have to deal with the awkward rotations, and that was a mess.
Hey, it happens.
Yeah. Okay, and we have a few more images here.
Oh.
So this is like, it just kind of helped inspire me. Like I like the color scheme for one thing. It's like really simple.
Yep.
But like, I was thinking maybe I could like have a way to like swipe through the different types of places to eat. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure, but I was looking at like this kind of thumbnail layout, like an image over here, and then like text and you know, some quick info and everything. And then with this one, this was kind of inspiring me on my Maps app, or my Maps section of the app, where you have like little thumbnails down here to like show you like maybe popular places nearby, and you can like swipe through them and select one, and it'll take you to a different screen to like get more info and things like that. And also like, you know, here you get directions to point A to point B, which where you are to the place you want to go. And so that kind of inspired me.
And it's got like a little Pac-Man going on.
Yeah.
There.
Pac-Man.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, so also here, another layout inspiration thing, like, you know, clean, simple, flat icons for the representing the types of food and things like that.
Yep.
So yeah, I was just having fun looking through all the different things for inspiration.
Sweet.
But yeah, that is the mood board. And so I have made a lot of changes to the low fidelity wireframes since yesterday, and added a few more screens.
Ooh.
So we have here, like, I'm thinking like an onboarding. So like one of the first screens you'd see would maybe be select your favorite types of food.
There's a lot of food there.
Yeah, and a lot of this it starts to repeat.
Oh, okay.
Too.
Okay.
I couldn't think of a whole lot. So someone in the chat, if you guys have like a favorite type of food, we can add that to the list.
Yeah, let us know. What do we have? Mexican, American, Chinese, sushi, pizza, Italian, vegan, chocolate. Chocolate's always good. Okay, yeah, it does repeat eventually. But yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, let us know in the chat what your favorite type of food is.
Yeah, and if someone wants to like note it down so I can include them later, or maybe I can take note and things. Awesome.
I got you.
Cool. Oh, also, if you guys have an awesome name for this, an awesome name idea for this app in the chat, please let us know. Right now, I'm just calling it Food Find, and that's, you know, it's not a very creative name. I want I want to hear your guys' suggestions. You guys are always really creative with that stuff. And once we decide on a name, we could even someone could even like design a logo for it, and we could incorporate that. I think that'd be pretty cool.
So we have Cuban food, Thai, Indian, Japanese, Swedish pizza.
Oh man.
Not Swedish pizza, but
Swedish pizza, no, but like.
Would Swedish pizza be like Swedish fish?
You just put some like
those little gummies
on it. That'd be funny. I wonder if a pizza like that actually exists.
I don't know. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try it one day.
I
Just
should
put
try
Swedish fish on a pizza. And then people will just be like screaming at me like pineapple and pizza.
Oh man. Once you would like select your favorite types of food, it would take you to this screen, and so it would, right now I have like eight total. Like you've selected 8 favorite foods, and here's your short list here, and you could have like buttons down here to like you click this and it would like select a food, select like a random food from your favorites, and then choose a list of places based on that, or select a random place based on all of your favorite types of food.
Val says it would still be more appetizing than adding pineapple. I don't know. I'm a big fan of pineapple on pizza.
I've
What are your
tried
thoughts?
it. I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Like I used to hate it, but I'm like, it's not so bad.
Val has to get with it.
I've used to not like pineapples at all either, but I like pineapples now. So
Use the force and add pineapple, Val.
just cut them up with your force powers, and then just spread them on the pizza.
Yep.
And force yourself to eat it. So the onboarding, it would be.
And just like that, Howard and I are enemies. Damn.
Hey, we don't want to make enemies on here. Only friends. Come on, let's get along.
I'm on the dark side now.
So which one? One of them is a Jedi. The other one's a Sith. I wonder which one's which.
I don't know. Which one eats pineapple on pizza?
So you would. I was thinking like these would be part of your like a me section down here. There, you can see it now. Get rid of the grid real quick. So you'd have like a little me section here, like all the info about you, like some list of your friends, your favorite places to eat, and your favorite foods. And then you can select, a section for like customizing a place based on like various factors. A Maps app, self-explanatory to help you navigate and find places. And a spin, so you'd like spin a circle and it would select a random place to eat based on a random list of places or types of food. So this is pretty much what I have for onboarding now, and so I've made some improvements with all this. So we have 2 circles here, one for your favorites. So this would be spinning a list of some of your favorite foods, and then this other one would be totally random foods that maybe you've never heard of before that could have places nearby that you could check out and stuff.
That's dangerous.
Yeah. It's risky.
You have to put pineapple on pizza there.
I will have to do that.
Somewhere in here, just to trigger Val.
Here, I'll change one of these.
Nice.
Let's see. We'll change Mexican to just pineapple. I don't have enough for
All right,
pizza.
we know what it means.
Or I could add a second line to put pizza below it, whatever.
That's okay.
So how this would work would be you would like take your finger and like touch the spin tab here, and you would just start, you'd make like a circular motion with your hand, and it would start automatically. It would go to this screen, which would be whatever wheel you start spinning. It would take you to this screen, and that wheel would begin spinning, and this thing here would determine a result. So that's what this next screen is. It's like, oh, you selected a result. And then it, I wanted to like auto animate to like kind of fly out to have this kind of menu here. So you have a new result button. So if you don't like CC's Pizza, you can just hit new result, and it can give you a totally new place, but still pizza based. 3.3 miles away, 5 stars, expensive price. This tells you the rating and the price, of course. You can go to their website to check out more, and then like a directions button to get directions from the maps section.
Oh, Brian has an interesting idea. You should have a filter for vegan or vegetarian.
Oh, is
I
it?
know you have it in the circle, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of those things, sushi is not vegan, or a lot of these places are probably may not have vegan. So pressing the vegan filter button would only show places that have vegan food. If that makes sense.
think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really, I'm ignorant in vegan stuff, so I thought vegan and vegetarian were kind of the same thing. But, you know.
They're similar, but different.
Yeah, okay. So a filter button. That could be interesting, like maybe a button up here or something, like a filter and like maybe a little drop down or something.
Yeah, you could do like a little icon of a leaf or something like that.
Yeah, and we can maybe come back to this later. Add a filter function. So also here, if you want to restart your spin, you can just tap, there'd be like a little restart icon here, and you just tap it and it would have a new set of random places, and it would begin spinning and land on a different result. So here we have 3 snowmen. So this is a placeholder for a profile icon. So this is like 3 of your friends are also spinning to help determine a place out of all the results you get. And we'll try to get to the friends functionality and all the social stuff on here too, hopefully. So here we have the map section. We have a little search bar here, so you can like search an address or a name of a place and it can help you find it on a map. This is a placeholder icon for a filter. So this would help you filter results based on like a type of food or maybe a price range or something. So it'll only show blips on the map based on that filter. And then these represent different places on the map for different types of food. So I would replace these with like icons that represent the food better.
Nice.
So also there's like a top rated places nearby button. You would like tap this and it would take you, or it would like slide up to a little menu of like little thumbnails of nearby places that are top rated. Everyone gives it 5 stars or whatever, and they recommend these places. They would show up in this list that you can like thumb through. Okay, and then say for example, so this screen says like Cinsetti's is like a random Italian restaurant. So you say this is Cinsetti's right here, you would like tap on it and it can take you to a results page, gives you the name, the address. You can favorite the place or you can find a similar place based on that. It tells you it's an Italian restaurant, 5 stars, 17 reviews, and the medium price range, 3.3 miles away, and this is its hours. And you can check out its menu, website, set a reservation, including like a little call button. You can give them a call. Find similar places, which I actually just realized it's in 2 different places, so I'll probably remove one of those. And other locations. So if it's like a franchise, you could tap other locations and it could give you more places on the map of the same place.
Great.
And so if you would like tap this would be like a link to take you to the reviews page, and you could like read the reviews, check out what people are saying about it, share it, share the place with your friends or something, sort the reviews based on when they were published or their rating or something. Here's a show more button so you can see more reviews, and you can add a review for yourself. So, all right, and then we have section 3.
Oh, this one's new, I think.
Yeah.
Nice.
So section 3, customize results. So this allows you to customize almost every conceivable factor of a type of place you're looking for. So type of food, say you're looking for Italian. Type of place, you're looking for a restaurant. There's like restaurants, bars, cafes, all that kind of stuff. So you want a restaurant, you want one with a low or medium price range. So if you tap on the $2 sign, it'll probably automatically select the single $sign one as well.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And the rating,
I can't imagine anyone would want
like
just like expensive food.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, but most people probably not.
Yeah. And so here you tap on, you want at least a 3-star place. You want a distance, maybe 10 miles or 10 miles. I'm made a mistake there. So like maybe it's a place that you want really nearby, 1 mile, 5 miles. So these are presets, and maybe like a little slider or something shows up to like customize your distance further than 10 miles or something. And then someone in the chat yesterday suggested a surprise me button. So it would just it'd pick like random factors, and it would just choose a random place based on those factors. Or you could, like, you know, once you customize it to your liking, you can hit find somewhere and it would give you a list of places. So found some places that you could check out. So it has a list of places here. This is 4 stars, double, you know, medium price range. And, you know, you could like swipe through a list of places. This would probably be for like an image of the place, or maybe some food it has or something like that. And you could tap on it and it would take you to, like, you know, again, it would take you to a screen like this. Yeah. Okay, and then section 4. This would probably be like the landing page for section 4. You could check out your favorite foods, your favorite places, and your friends list. Up here you can like you could add a friend, and add a favorite food, and then this one is add a friend.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah. Good thing I labeled those. I was like, wait. And of course, here's a back button. So this would be the next screen. Like, say you tapped on select food, and it would like it would take you to this menu.
Now, is this one similar to the one that's at the very top, or is it different?
It is mostly similar.
Oh, okay, got it.
But it actually has 12 results. So we'll clean up and make things a little more consistent and cohesive. But yeah, you like tap on this button, I believe, and then it would take you to this menu, and then you just hit find somewhere, and it would take you to a place like
McDonald's. There you go.
Selected McDonald's, you know, single price range, you know, all the info. So that's where we're at.
You did a lot.
Yeah, I was up kind of late trying to refine it.
I can imagine. So the goal for today is to really make these look a lot less like wireframes and more like an actual application you would use.
Right, to make it look prettier and better looking. So I have like I was kind of experimenting with like a design guidelines. So these would be like button styles. I'm not sure.
Interesting.
I kind of played around with this kind of idea.
Yeah,
like
I kind of like it. I'm digging it.
I do too, and I was kind of thinking of going with that.
Let us know in the chat which one of these do you like, the one with the very subtle white border at the top, or inner shadow, I guess you would call it, or do you like the one that's completely filled in on the right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then also,
especially looking at the green one on the left, I'm digging it because it's kind of poking out the bottom too, right?
Very subtle.
I like this.
Yeah, I was liking that idea.
Yeah.
So I might go with it, but I'm curious to see what you guys in the chat think.
Helmut says left.
Left, okay.
You know, looking at this now, looking at the login button on top of the sign up button, it looks like pineapple on pizza. There you go.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Oh my goodness. Sorry, Val. Okay, so I was also kind of playing around with like some like maybe thinner button styles. I might go with the bigger buttons. Also, I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Like, this is like totally rounded edges, whereas what I have right now for the buttons are like just slightly rounded corners. So which one do you guys like better there?
Yeah, I have an opinion, but I'd like to hear what the chat thinks. Do you like the very subtle corners, or Val's not happy with me right now, or the completely rounded corner, or do you like very sharp corners?
Yeah.
Some people like those too.
Oh yeah, that's true. Sharp corners too. Feel free to shout that out.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of working on like a style for like a selection box thing here. Different, like, you know, very similar looking, but like different coloring and things like that. I was kind of playing around with. And then this would be a possibly an almost finalized style, like with the applied guidelines. So you'd have a back button. This would be like the back icon, and then you have like a sort button here. And then this would be basically what it looks like, although I'm open to suggestions for like design changes. I might even change the layout, like maybe do it like how I had it in the mood board, like where was it, like something maybe kind of like this, where you have the image on the left and then the info on the right instead.
Yeah,
which I think might work better.
It'll allow you to definitely squeeze a lot more results in there.
Yeah.
But we have chat and win. So we're going to be back in just 1 second. We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, let us know in the chat what you think about pineapple on pizza. And we'll see you in just a second. And we're back. So let us know. Val is just not having it today. I'm really pushing her buttons. But yeah, type something in the chat and don't spam like crazy. Usually I say smash the keyboard, but keep it civil. And, you know, Hawaiian pizza is nice, Dennis says.
Don't kill each other in the chat over the Hawaiian pizza.
Don't kill each other.
It's a very controversial topic.
It is. It really is.
It's like politics or something.
Yeah, it's one of the definitely one of the subjects that divides our country. All right.
QQ for stickers, Jordan says.
Yeah, Leslie says it's the best thing ever. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I mean, yeah, pineapple rocks on pizza. There we go. Thank you, Beck. There's definitely some fans of pineapple on pizza.
Yeah. It's a very split opinion.
It is, and Val is igniting her lightsaber. She's ready
She's ready to fight. She's going to defend her honor.
Yeah.
Pineapple deserves its rightful place, Travis says.
You're right, Travis. Hopefully he means on pizza.
Or next to it. I like just plain pineapple, too. Just eat slices
You know
of
what's
pineapple.
I cannot eat slices of pineapple
Really?
because I'm allergic to pineapple.
Oh, that's
I'm
right.
allergic to most fruits and vegetables because of the plants that it grows on. But because the pineapple that goes on pizza is typically cooked, I can eat it.
Ah.
Maybe that's why I like it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Huh. I didn't even know that the pineapple was cooked on the pizza.
I think so. It's,
I guess it makes sense. It is a little crispy, kind of.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Any kind of pizza is great. I agree with that,
That's
Bruno.
true. That's a good point.
Oh.
And Sabrina.
Sabrina Bircher?
Yeah.
I'm really sorry if I probably mispronounced that. I'm really sorry.
Congrats. You just won 100 stickers from Sticker Mule, and you are required to design pineapple on pizza stickers.
Yes.
All 100.
I wonder if the logo for our app should be pineapple on pizza.
Oh, it should. And you have to
Just had an idea.
send those stickers to Val.
Oh, man.
Oh, I'm fired tonight. Yeah, so congrats, Sabrina. So someone from Behance will reach out to you shortly.
Awesome. I wonder if that should be like the icon for the custom section of the app. Like have like an icon like there's like a slice of pizza and then like a little pineapple slice on the side, so you can choose whether or not you want it on there. Just
interesting.
Like kind of a custom.
Yeah.
You know, convey custom.
All right, I'll lay off of Val. But I do. Let me keep going. But I want to show you something interesting in a second.
Is it Baby Shark?
It's not Baby Shark. I don't
checked
know if
that
I
out
can put
last
up with
night.
Baby Shark today.
Oh man, that video.
But let me hop over to my screen for just a second. This, if you have time at the very end, I did create this a while back based on something that I saw from another Dribble user. It's like this.
Oh.
It froze. Why is it freezing?
That was a cool
There we go. So it's like this exploding burger that allows you to swipe away ingredients that you don't want.
I saw you like making an app based on that idea.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I did it on a live stream.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
Yeah, and you can do something similar for pizza. So you can just swipe away ingredients that you don't want or add ingredients that you do want and do something kind of similar to this. If you have time at the end, but
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hope so.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
All right.
Awesome. So I guess real fast, I'm gonna try to like maybe change the layout of this. So here, let me go ahead and remove this repeat grid, ungroup
And you
grid.
could even have, if you did have content in there, you could have kept the repeat grid, and everything would have just updated as you made those changes. But because there's no content in there, it doesn't.
That's true. I guess here, let me go ahead and undo, and I'll go ahead and like make a copy and then change change it on the main artboard.
Okay.
See how it looks. So let's go ahead and see what we can do
Look at
here.
that. Fancy.
Repeat grids are so cool.
Aren't they?
Like I wish Illustrator had such a feature.
I know. So
be
often I go
so
into
helpful.
Photoshop and I press Command R to try to do a repeat grid, and it just removes my rulers.
Yeah.
And I flip the table and throw a fit.
Spill some water.
Only you do that.
I don't want you to feel left out. Let's go ahead and get rid of or remove the rating. Where did I? Okay, there we go. Oh, the star's over there. Okay.
Oh, those ones are outside of the repeat grid.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
Right.
That would be a really cool feature, like be able to customize each repeat grid.
Yeah, so I think that's something the team is definitely looking into. Is with symbols you can and repeat grids you can update the text individually,
Awesome.
and then if you needed to, you can push those overrides to all the others.
Awesome.
But it would also be really cool to update individual elements like colors or additional symbols within a repeat grid, and have that only affect one of the instances, or you can choose to push them to all the others.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah, I think that would really, that small, I mean, it's probably not very small, but that small, I keep saying small, that addition alone would probably, take repeat grids to a whole new level.
Yeah, I would absolutely use that feature.
Hey, Serena, one of my coworkers, old ex-coworkers.
Oh.
Hey, how's it going?
She had a double take.
I know.
Like, is that you?
I've never had someone I know come in here. Now I'm all like flustered and stuff.
You're making him nervous.
I know, I'm gonna spill my water now.
Don't rub it in.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But I think the team definitely has some ideas on how to improve repeat grids even further. And I think we're gonna start to see things like repeat grids and overlays and symbols get some much needed attention.
I am really excited for that.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. And it still boggles my mind that repeat grids was one of the very first features in XD.
Yeah,
It's been there since the beginning.
know, like ever since the very beginning, and I'm like, dang, that's a cool feature.
Yeah.
Definitely encouraged me to start using it. So I'm like, this is really neat.
Yep.
Why didn't I think of that? I could have like patented it and then made $1 million on it or something.
You missed out.
All right. So yeah, that one 0. So I'm adjusting the. I haven't noticed in the chat what you guys preferred. The rounded corners, straight edges, or like totally rounded like this.
So most said subtle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Subtle. Okay.
Yep. Helmut says after Flash, XD is the next big thing.
That's true.
So, big shoes to fill. Flash was pretty snazzy back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, Jamie, if you're brand new to XD, there's a few places. If you're a Photoshop user, if you go to helpx.adobe.com, there's an XD section, and there's I did a whole series on kind of using Photoshop and XD hand in hand, so you can kind of use both applications at the same time, so you don't have to completely switch to XD, because both applications have things that complement each other. So that's a thing. And there's also a lot of other videos there. I also have some on my YouTube channel. I'm plugging myself a lot, but I also just created 6 videos. I'm also working on a ton of other content that's going to be available. But Linda has a bunch of videos, HelpX, YouTube. There's a lot of cool stuff up there. But if anyone is learning XD for the first time and is struggling to find exactly the content that they're hoping to find, let me know on Twitter, because we're looking at what content is going to be really valuable for people who are not only using XD for the first time, but have been using it for a while and want to learn something new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, I think I like that more, although there's a lot of empty space here, so it might be good to like maybe make the image even bigger.
Possibly, but also empty space isn't too bad, because then if I feel if you move it over too far over to the right, it's going to feel very crammed. And you have to also remember that if you have a restaurant with a very long name or an address that's a little bit longer, you're going to want that space.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
Good point. So that's always something to consider is like you don't always want to like adjust things like you're like maybe it would look better like this, but then you think what if the name is longer than that, like, and it won't fit on the screen. How are you going to solve that? So yeah, that's a good point to bring up. So you just kind of put that there, and then looks pretty good. Although, okay. So we'll have to left align it. That'll help out.
Ooh, Ben Rahim wants to see some improvements in terms of prototyping, hovering, and playing with time in each layer. Yeah, me too. That'd be cool. What I can say is, while there's a lot in the works, if you go to adobeXD.uservoice.com, the #1 by far most requested feature is hover. And that's in the works. I can confirm that because I believe product managers and engineers have publicly said that. So that's coming. I've seen some of it.
I'm so excited for hover.
I know, me too.
I like to make a lot of desktop apps in XD too. Just for fun or for clients or whatever. And I'm like, there's some things that like could have room for improvement or could add to a desktop experience.
Totally.
So
yeah, hover
would be one of the big things. That'd be really cool.
Absolutely, yeah. I've seen some of the stuff that's coming out this year.
I think this is
going to be a good year.
I think I like this layout better.
I do too. It's nice.
Yeah,
and
takes
like
up
I
less
mentioned,
space.
you can fit a lot more restaurants on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wonder, do you think we should have like I'm going on like an 8-pixel grid, so do you think we should have like 8-pixel distance or like 16?
I would go for a little bit more, like 16 or 24.
Let's see 16, and we'll see 24.
24 might be too much, but it's not terrible.
Thing I'm worried about though is you may not know that there's more that you can swipe through because
you want one kind of hanging off.
Yeah. To indicate that there's more that you could go through.
Yep.
So
I agree.
I'm thinking either more or less, and probably less would look better. So we'll
16.
try 16. Yes.
Helmut's asking about video support in XD. I believe Talon confirmed that the team is working on video and GIF support.
Yes.
That's
another thing
that'll be
awesome.
fun. It's tricky because whenever you're talking about video and embedding video within XD, even GIFs, that's going to really take a toll. Or if it's not done correctly, it's going to take a toll on the performance of the application, which XD really shines on, right?
Yeah.
So it has to be done really well before it's just released, because it's easy to just embed a video in an application, but then once you start playing it, and if it's on repeat or loop or whatever it might be, then your application starts slowing down. So there's a lot of optimization that has to go into things like that before it's released to the public.
Right, yeah.
How about overlap, horizontal or vertical scrolling? I would love that. I don't know if that's in the works. I'm assuming it might be. But in the meantime, for horizontal scrolling, things like drag might be a good workaround, but I'm not sure about the overlap stuff. But go to user voice, make sure you upvote it.
Definitely.
Yep.
Oh, wait. Let's see, so this one, spinner, okay, it's just spinner random, okay. We'll take that group and we'll replace this spinner random group because it has the updated labels and things like that. There we go. All right, and then we can go ahead and reset this rotation once we do the right thing. Okay, 337.5, so we'll have to, this is where also it's complicated because this is already rotated, so I'll have to reset this, and then I'll have to take these and rotate these accordingly. So there we go. And that should be fine, I think.
Nice.
Cool. So yeah, you would like take this, you'd spin it, it would go to this screen, it would start spinning, and then this would be the result, and you can check out the website and all that stuff. So,
sweet.
Yep.
Yeah, as Val mentioned, 45 minutes until the challenge deadline, and make sure to hit that challenge tab at the top. And again, I believe it was to create a UI, tablet UI for an ebook reader, if I'm remembering correctly. I think that was it.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna throw the libraries panel over here, and I'm going to start replacing some icons, because right now I have a bunch of placeholders, and so I want to replace those with actual imagery. So that's what we'll start doing. So I've named each one of these for the low fidelity. I've named them all PH, like placeholder, back, you know, depending on the icon that I'm wanting to replace, I label it PH and then the icon.
Right.
So let's start doing that. So let me So we'll go in this group, and then we can drag the back button into the group.
And I love that you're using your Creative Cloud libraries to bring in these icons.
Yeah, it's really helpful. And then you can, if you want to make changes to them, you can just open them in Illustrator or whatever you saved them from.
Yep.
And edit them, and they will automatically update in XD.
Yep.
So it's really helpful.
Yeah, and for things like this, you also have the option of unlinking them from your library. And if they are a vector file, which they were created in Illustrator, so I'm assuming they are, you get access to the paths and shapes and all that fun stuff, so you can edit it directly in XD if you want to.
Absolutely. It's really cool.
And you created these icons in Illustrator yourself?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm going to go ahead and open them too, just in case I need to reference them or anything. Okay, and then I noticed this one actually filter. Okay. So I think I based this one off of, yeah, okay, I made a mistake here. So I'm gonna go ahead and ungroup that one, group it back, name it filter, and now we have, I don't want the back button, so I'm gonna delete it, and then I'm gonna grab the filter icon, and where was it? Oh, here it is. So many icons to look at. All right, and I'm gonna make it, the default is like, I set it to like 32, but for these some of the smaller icons, I want it to be the size of 24. And so 24 is divisible by 8, that's why I chose that size.
Right.
So it fits well in the 8-pixel grid.
And what's the importance of an 8-pixel grid?
It just helps to keep everything aligned, have everything laid out the way you want, and make sure it's all the sizing and everything is consistent. And things. It helps with spacing as well, and things like that, margins and stuff. Yeah,
Jackie this morning was also talking about the 8-pixel grid, and one thing that she suggested, and we've heard this previously, is when you're holding down the Shift key and you're pressing your arrow keys, it moves that element by 10 pixels.
Yeah.
She would love the option to, instead of 10,
customize the increments.
8. Right.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be pretty cool. I know someone was working on a plugin to do that. I don't know if it was ever released, but it'd be nice to have it directly within the app, maybe in the preferences, so you can change that from 10 to 8 or 16 or whatever it might be.
We'll note this is the purpose of it is to like filter vegan and leaf based on someone's suggestion, and we'll come back and modify this and things. So also this obviously doesn't look very good, so we'll have to possibly edit the anchor points, make this maybe like a straight line that ends up. It might be a little awkward. So do you have any suggestions as to how we might solve this possibly?
Ooh.
Because that's yeah.
I mean, my gut is just telling me to move the arrow over, but I know that kind of breaks with the
layout
grid a little bit. But I mean, sometimes you just got to break it, right? Or have that. I think in the eBay app, if you go back to your mood board, that piece of the pie, whatever you want to call it, actually faded up so that the top, see at the top it kind of fades off.
Oh yeah.
So if you have the buttons up there, they wouldn't be obstructed by.
That is very true.
Yeah, so maybe that's one thing you can do if you don't want to break the grid.
That is true. For one thing, we don't actually want it to have this like white background with the like gray outlines. We want to actually apply design to it. So that's something we can try to work on. After we've applied some icons, we can start to refine the design of some things. All right, so this is a directions icon.
Yeah, we need to get Val back on Adobe Live at some point. She's done hosting and guesting.
Really?
Yeah, she's been great.
That's cool.
Yeah, we got to get her back. And not bring pineapple
pizza.
All right, I'll stop there.
Okay, and I have it. Okay, so like about 2 squares away. That's about 3. So we put that about right there, aligned with that. Okay, there we go. And so this is a. Oh yeah, we'll start to make the buttons more consistent and things too as we go along. For now, I'm going to focus on icons, and I don't think I have a restart icon actually. So I'm gonna go ahead and quickly make one. So I have the base size is 32 pixels in width, and so I'm gonna go ahead and create quickly create a restart circle if I haven't made one. I feel like I have, but I guess not. Okay, so I'm just gonna make a circle, press I for eyedropper, and apply the stroke. And then we can add, I have a keyboard shortcut to add more anchor points, which is Control-Alt+.
Oh, fancy.
And so I can just like select one of these anchor points and delete it. So we have an open circle, and then we can go to strokes and we can add an arrow to it. And maybe we want this size. We can, if we want to quickly resize the, in Illustrator, I really love, and it'd be really awesome if we could have this in XD someday, is being able to scroll to change the sizes.
Yeah, I would love that too.
That would be awesome. And
there's
then,
there's definitely a lot of quality of life improvements that I think the team definitely wants to get to at some point. It's all about prioritizing over, like, I mean, we can work completely on these little small things, or we can work on hover, right?
Right.
And of course, there's many teams within the XD team that are working on various things, and there's actually one team that's dedicated to working on some of these core features, like maybe possibly some of these things, or the changing case on text, which is always nice. It's definitely a highly requested feature.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a lot going on behind the scenes. But yeah, things like this I think we'll definitely start seeing once some of these bigger features have been completed.
Thinking we might want a bit more of a closed-in circle. This feels a little open. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I wanted a little more closed in. So we're gonna go ahead and just give it another shot. So we're gonna make this one 32 pixels. I'm gonna press Control-Alt+ 2 times to create more anchor points, so I have more customization of what points I want to get rid of. So I can get rid of that one, and then I believe, no, okay. So I'll have to reapply the arrow here. And so yeah, it's really cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in a bit. So right here, you know, you have the 100% size of the arrow. So if you hold down Shift and then scroll up or down, you can change it based on, you know, every time you scroll and while you're holding Shift, it changes 10%.
Ooh.
If you press Control and scroll up, or no, if you just scroll up, it changes 1%. And if you hold Control, it goes up 0.1%. So, I mean, you have a lot of versatility there.
Yeah.
Really
Dennis
nice.
is asking how many developers are on the XD team. I don't know exactly how many developers, but between engineers, product managers, marketing, that sort of thing, I think there's well over 500 at this point. It's a big team, and it's growing like crazy. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, no. Okay, so I think that's good. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna, so I have a editable version. See, because, hold on, let me check. Where is it? Like preview browse, here we go. And then, yeah, okay, so this tells you the actual size, because when you see the size of the image, if it's a stroke, but it has like an arrow, for example, the arrow sticks out past the stroke, so it doesn't really count that as part of the size.
That's true.
So if you enable preview bounds on Illustrator preferences, it counts that as well, which is helpful. So I can just change that to 32.
Yep.
And actually that one's bigger, so 32, 3.5 stroke. Yep, there we go. And then we can just drag this onto here. Sometimes you have to do it twice. There we go. And we're gonna name it Restart. All right, sometimes it does that too. It just like
I've noticed that. It might be a bug.
Yeah, it's strange. I think it's a new bug too, because I didn't used to experience that. Oh, also, I don't like the arrow. I mean, it needs to be edited a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and double click on the thing I just created. And I'm gonna go to the stroke panel, and then I'm going to resize it a bit. And you see now it's a little bigger than 32. So we can just adjust the size accordingly. And I'm gonna press Shift-O to go to the Artboards tool and just click on the new one. That way it'll select the new size. And then I hit just Control-S, Control-W to close it, and then I can just switch back to what I'm working on, switch back to my libraries panel, and then you can see the new one right here.
Bam.
So it's pretty nice. Drag that on top.
You definitely know your way around Illustrator, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
And I noticed you were using dark mode in Illustrator.
Yeah.
Would you use dark mode in XD?
Absolutely.
Me too.
I even have like a a little extension here that enables dark mode. It changes the CSS on web pages to make them look dark.
Fancy. Yeah, I'm a big fan of dark mode, and I think we'll see dark mode at some point in XD probably, but it's one of those features that a lot of people want, but it's not a necessity right now.
Right.
Over hover and things like that. So it's a whole game of priorities, right?
Right, and that's like the main thing I see suggestions for though. Like in the chat, maybe not in user voice, but in the chat I always see like they're like, go ahead and shout out what you want to most see from XD, and most people say dark mode. Yeah. But I mean, they'll get to that at some point.
I'm sure.
Everything else is even Apple is rumored to be having a system-wide dark mode in iOS 13.
I saw that. Yeah, they have it in Mac OS, the latest one.
Mojave.
I don't know what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah, and I have that enabled at my house too.
Yeah.
I like dark modes.
I like it too.
All right, so this is what I call the selector. Well, this whole thing is a symbol, so that way if I change it here, it'll change on all of them. You see, it's already applied. So this selector shape is good, but I don't want the gray and everything. So I think I'm going to add it. Maybe, heck, I mean, we might even just do like a black fill, maybe, or maybe we'll. These are like the little minutia details that I haven't quite decided on yet. If you guys have like ideas in the chat, feel free. But this is just kind of something you can you work on as you go sometimes.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Sometimes I'll have a set color scheme in mind, but then I'll actually start applying that stuff to my actual designs. Yeah. And it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
It happens.
You got to come up with a different solution.
Yeah. And how do you start deciding on colors? Do you go to a certain service or website, or you just throw a bunch of colors on a screen and see what happens?
I think it depends on the situation or circumstance. If I'm like designing an app just for fun, and if it's like a fun app, you know, you want like fun colors. If you want like a food app, I'm thinking like red and yellow. I mean, McDonald's understands that principle. Their branding colors are red and yellow because those theoretically incite hunger in people, because like color philosophy and color theory. So I was just kind of applying, I thought red and yellow were kind of fun colors, but also they personally, they make me hungry. Right. So, I mean, I don't know about everyone else, but personally they kind of make me hungry, so that's why I'm using those colors. Yeah. There are a number of different websites that can help you determine a color scheme. I can actually show you one real quick. So I have a whole bunch of bookmarks, but I have one for color. And we have Adobe Color. Yep. Color
used to be called Adobe Cooler.
Yeah. Cool Hue, colors.co, or coolers.co. And I think this is the one, let's see. Is this the one where you like click to change the colors? Let me see.
Adobe Capture is also a
That's
pretty
true.
good.
Adobe Capture is really nice too.
It's neat, and they have this feature where you can basically point your camera and take a picture of either an object or a scene, and it'll create a color palette based on that object or scene.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah. It can help inspire you with what you're designing. So Coolers is a really cool way to choose colors. Like, say you don't like these colors, so coolors.co is the URL. So if you press space, it'll change to totally different colors. Let's say you like the red color. You locked it, so that way when you press space again, you get this one stays, but the other one's changed. So, you know, you have like maybe some red variants here. You like maybe these three, but you don't like these. You know, you have a wide variety of colors and ways to choose these colors. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
And if anyone in the chat has any websites or apps that they use to grab color schemes or palettes, throw it in there. Let us know.
Spin circle. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and change the spin circle as well, because right now it's just white with just a thin stroke. I'm going to go ahead and change that. I'm going to give it 2-point stroke, I think. And let's make sure it's stroked in the middle. Yep. All right. And let's see. I'm thinking maybe colorful. So based on like the food types that I put in my wheel, we can like attribute the colors to it maybe. Right. So let's see what the suggestions are. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a screenshot. So on Windows, if you press Windows Shift and S, you have like a screenshot tool, and you can just drag an item, and it automatically copies it. So I can just take it, paste it over here, resize it because it's really big. And now I have like a reference here that I can use to base my colors off of.
Yeah, and if you're on the Mac, it's Command, Control, Shift, and 4 to get a little cursor, and you can just kind of drag out the area that you want, and it's going to copy it to your keyboard or your clipboard, or Command, Control, Shift, and 3 will just take a screenshot of your entire screen and copy it to your clipboard. And if you release Control, that will do the same thing, but you'll be able to save it to your desktop.
Yeah.
All these keyboard shortcuts are confusing.
Actually, I'm gonna, yeah, they're a lot. But I do like on Mac, you're able to customize your keyboard shortcuts a bit more in depth. You don't really have that ability in Windows, unfortunately.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised there's not like a third-party application that can do that.
Yeah.
Because it's a little bit more open, right?
Right. I mean, there are ways like auto hotkey allows you to, like, when you press a certain keyboard shortcut, it redirects what you're pressing and things, so that's pretty helpful. But yeah, Windows, I mean, some of the newer features do have a way to customize keyboard shortcuts, but some of the older stuff, they don't allow to change. Yeah. Which I'm hoping will one day be possible.
Yeah, probably. Okay. Ben Rahim's saying there's a plugin for XD on picking colors. Oh
yeah.
There's almost a plugin for everything at this point.
There's an app for everything.
Yeah.
So when I think Thai food, what kind of color comes to mind, do you think?
I think either like brown or green.
Brown or green?
Yeah.
Okay.
But brown might be
like
unappealing.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe, well, we don't want an ugly green color either, though.
That's true. And green might be used for sushi.
That's true. So we can try maybe just like a brighter, we want kind of bright colors, so maybe like a brighter brown or something.
Sure.
See how that goes. And so, yeah, okay. So let's see, pineapple, bright yellow. Maybe add a little bit of red in there too for ham.
Yep.
All right, so American. American food. I don't know what colors come to mind with that either.
I don't know. Red, but you already have red on there.
Yeah, which, oh yeah, that's for pizza.
Pizza. And then you also have Italian, which probably also will be red. I mean, if you're okay with having duplicate colors, then...
Yeah, maybe it's like similar looking colors, but like different shades, I think could be okay, maybe. We'll see how that goes. Vegan, green. Maybe like a medium green. That. Maybe brighter. So we can change the saturation of it. So I just hold Shift and I can scroll through the hue, saturation, and brightness, which is really helpful. I can't wait till you can do this kind of stuff in XD too.
I know.
There we go. All right, so Italian. Like their flag colors are like red and green.
Yeah, probably got to go red.
Okay. Maybe like something like that. These are really similar. But you know, it's fine. It's not a big deal. And then sushi.
Green of some sort.
Maybe like a light green, maybe? Because like they have rice with the sushi too, don't they? I don't know.
Now, when you're eventually going to bring this back to XD and you're going to put text over it, are all the text layers going to be the same color? Or, because you have to keep in mind that if you're using, let's say, white text, it might not blend well with the yellow background or the light green background. If you go dark, then it might, keep that in mind.
That's true. So these, it's subject to change. So we'll see how it goes. Right now, the stroke is outside of, actually, I wonder if that matters actually.
If you're saving it to the Creative Cloud library, it may not.
Okay. I'll go ahead and delete that. We'll see.
We'll find out.
Yeah. I was kind of thinking about that last night. I'm like, I wonder, like, if I have to adjust the preview board for it, or artboard rather.
Looks like no.
Looks good.
Yep.
As well as it could. We'll continue to improve the design and things like that.
Yeah.
And of course, the white looks weird. on top of all these colors, I think.
Hey, Adrian, welcome. We have a brand new viewer.
Welcome.
Didn't know Behance had streams. We do. We're here pretty much every single week.
Pretty much. Different people, different types of
yeah, not me.
design
You're not going to be
things.
stuck with me every week.
Or me. But yeah, it's fun to watch them. They're really laid back, really nice people.
Yeah.
Really fun and inspiring stuff that they do.
Sometimes our guests spill water all over the place.
Yeah. And sometimes you win prizes. Totally
That's
forget
true.
about the water thing you just said.
Okay.
I'm telling them, like, pay no attention to the spilling water. All right. Yeah, so colors is like a challenging thing when you're doing this. Also,
Yep.
you have all these different colors here. So this is a design challenge that we'll have to figure out as we go along, I think, and begin to apply the design guidelines and make adjustments and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess for now we'll continue on and like implement some more of the icons. So this one is a placeholder for filter again. So we're gonna drag that on and just first we're gonna resize it to 24 pixels and just center it in here. There we go. And then we don't need the box. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete that. And then this is a placeholder search icon. So I'm gonna go ahead and click in here in the group. So that way when I drag it, it'll be in the group.
Brian's saying, what if the water was poisoned and secretly saved your life? That's a good point.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
So no one drank the poison water because they spilled it. But now if you clean it up, might be on your hands, so you might have poison on your hands. Make sure to wash your hands real well. All right. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and I can just delete those. I can rename this group, get rid of the PH. There we go. Yeah. All right, and so we have search and filter over here. Enter location.
And for people like Adrian who are just joining in, who might have come in a little bit late, Michael is putting together a mobile application for food finding. So basically, you would open this app and you would spin a wheel, and it would basically recommend you places to eat. So we've all been in this situation where you and your wife or girlfriend or boyfriend or whoever it might be are kind of trying to decide what to eat, and no one can make a decision. So you'd open this app, you'd spin a wheel, and it would basically tell you you're going to go here for dinner. And if you don't want that, you can find other places, and there are a few other features in there. But that's kind of the gist of it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yep. It's a relationship saver.
Yeah, it can be.
Could be. Or it could go very wrong.
They're like, how dare you go to this place? Similar places. So for the similar places icon, I kind of like, I have like a globe and then like a little map symbol.
Oh, fancy.
In the globe. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Put that in here. There we go. All right, and then we can get rid of these, rename this. There we go. And we don't actually need the group, so we can just do that. All right, so we have some icons applied here, the title and the address. All right, and so we also have a menu icon and all these other icons we can apply to. So for menu, I have like this little kind of menu perspective, like kind of a 3D, as if you're looking down at it a little bit. 24 pixels.
For those taking part in the daily challenge, you have 20 minutes to get your entries in. Go, go, go.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. Time is running out.
All right, and then call icon. Here it is. There we go. Delete and ungroup that. All right, so website. We have, for the website, it's just a globe icon.
That works.
Yep. 24 pixels. Just that. All right. center
Kind of reminds
in
me of the
box.
Smash Bros.
Yeah, it
logo.
does a little bit.
A little bit.
Get rid of that. All right, and so we have some iconography applied.
Nice.
I did notice that this is actually not aligned properly. What I'm actually wanting to do, I think I solved it down here. Yeah, here. So here, I have it where like the title of the place would be on a totally different line. So that way, if it's a long title, it won't be overlapping the icons.
That makes sense.
So we're gonna go ahead and copy these and just put them over here.
Cedric is saying you should make this app an actual thing. Make some AdSense money.
That would be cool.
You should do it.
Wish I knew how to program.
Well, you better learn.
I better. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and lock that real quick. Deselect the title, delete that. 1234 4th Street is what I had the address for, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. 4th Street. All right. And so also you notice that this header background here is obviously not right. So again, I solved that on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually, well, let's copy just the layout of these two so I can like align the others. So I select these two just for reference, and then I can go in the group and then delete the background, paste in the new one. We can delete that and this. We can send this one backwards, possibly. All right, what do we, oh, I deleted it, okay. I thought that was the second one, okay, whatever. I see what happened, my mistake. Okay, so yeah, the new header is now this size, and then you have the American fast food. So we're gonna grab all these, deselect, and then align.
I see what you're doing.
Yeah, just so I don't have to go and make it more complicated. May as well try to make it a little simpler myself, even though it's still hard to do. So get rid of that one. Since it's Cinzetti's, I'm gonna go ahead and, wait a minute. Yep, okay. My brain fart. Okay, so it's no big deal, I can just do.
McDonald's is now Italian food.
Yep. Fancy at McDonald's. So 1234 4th Street, if it will decide to let me. 1234 4th Street, there we go. There we go, it's an Italian restaurant, and you have all the info. And now I can copy these to the other one for consistency. Except, yeah. So that's 3 stars American fast food. So I'm gonna go ahead and just paste it in, group it together. Okay. This is probably way more complicated. I'm making it more complicated than it needs to be.
Don't we all do that? Always.
So I can go ahead and take the website button, the menu button, and the reserve a table button because they all have the applied icons. I can copy that, I can delete the group, and then I can go into this group, and then I can delete these buttons, or I can paste in the new ones and then delete the old ones.
Adrian's asking about the challenge. So for someone brand new to the Adobe Live experience, usually on the first 2 days of Adobe Live, on Tuesday and on Wednesday, we run a challenge, and you can see more information on the challenge tab at the top on the Behance Live page. And basically every day there's a theme, and today's theme is to create an ebook reader for a tablet, or at least the UI for a tablet. And at the end of the day, we review a bunch of some of the entries. And at the end of the day, we pick a winner, and that person wins a Creative Cloud subscription, which is nice. And
awesome.
then on the third day, so tomorrow, we're going to be reviewing portfolios, actually. That's going to be fun.
Oh, nice. That's fun. Okay. So actually, let's say Cinzetti's isn't a favorite place, but you want to make it your favorite place. So let's indicate that with like maybe a star, but like it's not filled in.
Right, it's just an outline.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead, because I have one that's white. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it. Open that one, and then we can just, I have a command shortcut. If I press Control I, just like in Photoshop, it inverts a color. So you can't do that in Photoshop or in Illustrator by default because you got to go to Edit, Colors, and do it there, but I've changed it. I really like that you can customize every keyboard shortcut in Illustrator.
I like that too.
It's pretty nice. Okay.
One thing I would love to see in XD at some point is the ability to change your shortcuts based on an application you're familiar with. So if you've come over from Illustrator,
that'd be awesome.
you can basically have the same shortcuts that you use in Illustrator, but in XD. Or if you come over from Photoshop, the same thing.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That would be.
Because some of the shortcuts are different.
Yeah, they are. Even amongst the different Adobe apps, like InDesign has a lot of different ones in Illustrator and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's a little confusing. But I think InDesign or Illustrator has like a preset, like you change the settings to change the shortcuts to what Illustrator's keyboard shortcuts for those functions would be. I think.
Possibly.
I feel like there's a preset. So similar places. 32, or no, not 32, 24 pixels. Going to put it there. Select that, and go ahead and ungroup. All right. So now we can go and select the icons and copy them over to the other one. Or if we want, we could make them a symbol, but yeah, I think that'd be fine. If we want to like tap the fave and favorite it, we might just like have this overlay the symbol or something.
You could do that.
Yeah. Oh, here, actually, I'm gonna go and make it a symbol. Duh. I forgot. Oh. Okay. And the star. And so Control K to make it a symbol. And we can rename the symbol for results, header icons. We can copy that symbol. And then we can go to this one. And then we can delete all these and paste the other one in its place.
There you go.
Easy peasy. Save.
And if you're unfamiliar with symbols, basically the advantage is if Michael needed to change the icon for, let's say, the back button, he wasn't happy with the way that's looking, he only has to update one, and it'll populate throughout the entire document, not just on that artboard. And with symbol swapping, you can just swap out everything. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. Okay. So we have a fancier down arrow than the V
So much fancy.
placeholder. Go ahead and you should be able to center this. Oh yeah, it's not centered because I need to get rid of this. There we go. Now I can center it in the box. There we go. We can paste the new one in that one as well and delete that. Okay. All right, so where's the center of the box? There we go. Okay, yeah.
I love those smart guides.
Yeah, it's really helpful.
Yep.
All right, and then, yeah, these are already linked symbols, these stars, so that's fine. I already put in the icon for the ellipse button here for like more options. And I'm gonna go ahead and let's do like 20 miles. There we go. All right. And eventually we're also going to change the navigation icons as well.
Right. They're looking a bit sad down there.
Yeah, so these are going to be more work. They're going to be more challenging for me because I want to do them, as I said during the mood board, in case you weren't here for that. Yeah, over here. So I was kind of inspired by this idea of like, you know, the outlines and then whatever current section you're on, it would have like filled in color.
Yeah,
I think it would be kind of fun. All right, so we also have favorite foods, places, and friends. So friends, it'd probably be fine just to have this one.
Yeah.
and it's a repeat grid, so I'm gonna undo that. And Control-Shift-G to ungroup it. So now each one is its own button. Or go within the friends icon and put that in there. Resize it to 24 pixels. Go ahead and delete that so I can have a guide.
Delete your friends.
Delete your friends. Add a picture of friends. All right, so favorite places and foods, probably just a star or something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Get rid of that.
Because if you're using a star to favorite something, you probably want to be consistent and just have it throughout everything.
Yeah. As long as you can understand what this says, then you'd be able to understand it. Like, because some people are more icon literate if they don't understand the language of the app or something. But
yeah, Adrian's asking. He's brand new to XD, and he's wondering if you can import SVGs to use in place of those icons, and you absolutely can.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can either bring in vector images from Illustrator, Photoshop, wherever it might be, or if you have an icon pack. I use symbol icons and also some of the icons from Nucleo. And those are SVGs. You can just drag them right in. You can keep editing them. They come in as vectors, so you can edit the path, edit the shape, the color, whatever it might be, enlarge them, all that fun stuff. So totally.
Awesome.
And what's cool about what Michael's doing now is he's using some assets that he created in Illustrator and saved to his Creative Cloud library. So the benefit of that is that at any point he can always go back to his Creative Cloud library, right-click on any of those assets that you see on your right side of the screen, and edit it back in Illustrator. And then when he saves it, it'll basically sync to all of his other symbols that are being used.
Really handy.
Yeah.
I was thrilled when they put in that feature.
I know.
In XD, I'm like, awesome.
And yep, Adrian, you can copy and paste between Illustrator, XD, Photoshop, and XD. You can even import sketch files if you have any, if you've been using that application. And we're going to continue to improve the integration between the various Adobe apps. You can also export to After Effects if Auto Animate isn't really doing it for you and you want something a lot more in-depth. You can just grab your XD file and export it directly to After Effects and keep going. Hey, Flynn, welcome. And he's learned of Nucleo from Adobe Live.
Ah.
Yeah, he was here not too long ago.
What was he doing here?
I think he works for Adobe.
Oh,
he was here helping out, and he does. I believe he does a lot of things like this in Australia.
Ah, cool.
So he was learning the ways and helping out over here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Learning the ways.
Yeah, Adrian said it's like a vector smart object. Totally.
Yep. Wait. Okay. There we go.
It's no longer a snowman.
No more snowmen.
That makes me sad.
Oh, man. 3 snowmen are currently looking at this circle.
You have to hide a snowman in there just as an Easter egg somewhere.
A snowman doing extreme ironing.
Yes.
Oh, man.
If anyone, if you did, was it our stream or was it with Jackie?
With extreme ironing?
Yeah.
That was with Jackie.
Okay. So if anyone's curious what we're talking about, yesterday's theme for the challenge was to create an event landing page using Adobe XD. And someone created one for an an extreme ironing competition, which I didn't even know was a thing, but apparently this is an actual thing.
It's hilarious.
There's extreme ironing. People take ironing boards and irons up on cliffs and mountains and underwater, and they iron.
And they iron.
Which is interesting, but it's a thing. Look it up on Google.
Wait.
Kat Lowe is in the house. She was one of our awesome guests on Adobe Live.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think she's been here a few times.
I'm pretty sure I watched her streams.
Yeah, possibly.
Awesome.
She's cool.
Yeah.
Did he win? I don't think the extreme ironing won.
I wanted it to win.
I know.
Oh man, that was great. Oh, that already updated. Whoops. Which means that's a problem. I think. Yeah.
Ooh,
Friends
Adrian.
White.
Adrian nailed it. Woodbourne. That's the font, right?
Yep.
That's impressive. I don't know. That's impressive.
How did you guess that? Nice job.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I'm impressed. Unless it's like Comic Sans, I can't look at a font and just know what it is.
We'll save that one, and then this one is the one that we want black. So save that. I'm gonna rename this one white just so we can distinguish them.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing I do wish, in like XD with white icons, you can't really see them. They're hard to see.
Oh, in the Creative Cloud libraries? Yeah.
So I kind of wish you could, because you can see them easily in Illustrator because you have like the gray background.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'll see if I can bug the team about that. But I'm sure there's something on User Voice that discusses that.
Okay.
I'm sure. I could be wrong though.
I'm sure someone's brought it up. Like,
I'm sure.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to miss if you make white icons a lot.
Yep. I've run into that a few times.
Okay, and we can change this back to white. There we go. 3 people now.
Oh, no more snowman.
No more snowmen. Okay, and I believe that is the main extent of the icons. So maybe now we can start trying to give in or put in some like some of the images for like favorite types of food. Has anyone like mentioned any more of their favorite kinds of food?
Yeah, we had a few. We had Cuban food, which I don't think was on there.
Okay.
And we had Thai food. I think that is on there. I think Val mentioned Thai, Indian, and Japanese. And then we had Swedish. I think there was also Moroccan too.
I'll add those to the list.
Yeah.
Moroccan too. I'll add that as well just before I forget. How do you spell that actually? Moroccan. Is it 2 R's?
It's a very good question. Even autocorrect has no idea.
Wait, I think
Did
I
it
saw
know?
it. I think I saw it.
I think that might be the first one, the O.
Yeah,
Moroccan.
yeah. There we go. All right, and then
don't you love it when you type something out and you're not quite sure, and even autocorrect is like, I don't know. I got nothing, dude.
Wait, do I have Japanese on here? Yeah, I do. Okay. Swedish, fish,
Cuban. Oh, you have Cuban on there, and yeah, I think that was.
All right, so we got 23 in the list. So I'm gonna go ahead and save that.
I think you have Thai food twice.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Save that. So 22.
Val's asking about the text app. I believe that's Atom, right? That you're using?
Yes.
Yeah.
Atom. I don't know if it's too supported anymore.
I think it is. I've been using it a lot.
I really like Atom, but people always recommend me Visual Studio Code instead. They have the same. They're based on the same engine and things, so they support the same plugins and stuff like that. And apparently, it's better supported because it's by Microsoft. But I mean, that's just what I use as Atom.
Yeah.
But I might switch to Visual Studio Code at some point. Personal preference, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have, let's see, Indian, Thai, poultry, Cuban, Indian, Swedish. So we have, this is where it starts to repeat on the list. So anyone else have like a few more of their favorite kind of food? Lithuanian, I see. Here, let me add that to the list.
Yep.
There we go. Sweet. And I think at least one more would probably do it.
Canadian food.
I
don't know if that's a thing. I'm from Canada, but I don't know.
I don't know. What are you guys?
I mean, there's like poutine. French food.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
How did I forget French? That's like a staple foreign food here. Okay, sweet. And then I can just drag that onto here because it's a repeat grid and it updates. So
now, I want to make sure that people understood what just happened, right? Because repeat grids have, traditionally most people use repeat grids to put in images, but you can also, just like Michael just did, you can also drag complete text files into a repeat grid and it just does it. It's so cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
Really useful.
Yeah.
Real quick, a few people mentioned a few more, so we're gonna put in
Nice.
Tex-Mex. That sounds good.
Sure.
Russian, Tunisian. I've never had Tunisian before.
Neither have I.
Caribbean. Canadian bacon.
Yes.
That's true. It is Canadian.
Oh, I think you got Tex-Mex and Russian on the same line.
Oops.
Yeah.
And it corrected it to Tex-Mexican.
There you go.
There we go. Save that. Go and close the list and apply it to both of these. Here, let's get it applied to the first one.
Oh, Korean food as well.
Oh yeah, Korean.
Oh, we have plenty.
Yeah, I think that'll do it. But Korean food, that sounds good too.
It does.
I've had it like once and I liked it.
Get some beam bop.
They have some fun names.
They do.
And some great food.
Lebanese, yep.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, we have challenge deadline.
Oh,
We're here. It is time
done it.
to look at some challenges. So we do have just 2 right now. We did have a bunch come out throughout the day, and Daniel and Melody took a look at a few of them. But let's hop over to my screen for a second, and we'll take a look at some challenges that have come in. Here we go. So this one is from Cedric. Again, the challenge was to create an ebook style UI for a tablet, and this was his entry. So he has this fun little UI right here with some shelves and some books.
Yeah.
And you can tap on this to get to the next one.
Kind of reminds me of is it called iBooks or Apple Books or something like that?
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
iOS?
I think it's now just called Books. They dropped the I in a bunch of things.
That's
It used
true.
to be iBooks, yeah.
Yeah, but I like the shelf idea.
Yeah.
There's Kylo Ren throwing a tantrum.
And if you caught that, Val would love this. I'm sure Cedric did this just for Val. But if you caught that, Auto Animate now works on the web. So this is all being rendered in the browser in real time as I'm clicking on these things.
That's really
And
cool.
aside from drag, Auto Animate works beautifully. Drag is coming though. So there you go.
Awesome.
Nice job, Cedric. And good call with the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
Hi Val, look who it is.
I love Star Wars.
Of course, who doesn't love Star
Yeah.
Wars? This one is, oh, I'm on the wrong thing. So this one was from Ray in View Library.
Oh,
Look
that
at
was
that.
cool.
Did
Wow.
you see that?
That was neat.
Again, all rendered in the browser. Let's click on this. I think that was the only thing you click on. Yep. Let's go back.
It's a
Most popular.
a little hard to read.
Yeah, this text here is a little bit different. I would kind of drop the whole outline style, and instead I would go with a filled text and just drop the opacity a little bit if it's like a secondary.
I noticed on the body copy of the book you clicked a minute ago. Yeah, it's also a little hard to read because they're similar colors, and I get like color scheme wise that they're appealing together, but it makes it a little hard to read. So I suggest like white text probably would be the safest route to go.
Yep. Recently added. Most popular.
I like that effect too. Like whenever you click on most popular, just like
Yeah.
it gets bigger.
It's kind of neat.
I like it.
I can just do this all day.
It's fun. Satisfying to do that stuff.
Should we just do this for the rest of the stream?
Maybe.
Okay.
Sounds like a fun plan.
Well, there we go. So that was awesome. Thank you, Cedric and Ray, for submitting those. We will announce the winner of the entire day's challenges tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow, after every stream, or at least half an hour before each stream ends, we're going to be doing portfolio reviews. So be on the lookout for how to submit your portfolio tomorrow during our streams.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna have to. I'm thinking like instead of just a white background, maybe we want like a different color. So
Okay.
I was kind of partial to like this very subtle, very light blue grayish color here. I kind of like that, so I might do something maybe similar to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and like take a screenshot of a little piece of it, and then switch over to here. I'm gonna paste it in. I'm gonna go ahead and create just like a shape and then apply that shape by pressing the new eyedropper tool. Pressing I, click the shape, and then I can just add the little plus button here. I can get rid of this one, I don't need it. I don't need that either, I guess. But okay, so we'll delete that. And I'll go and rename this one BG for background. Let's go and drop it to the bottom. And we may change the background color, but I mean, I kind of like it. Like it's maybe kind of hard to see on stream, but on the screen, I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
So what we can do is just select all the artboards and just click the background button, and that'll change the fill. So it's pretty nice.
Yep. And now because that background color is saved as a color in your assets panel, if you decide at any point in the future you're not digging that color, or you want it a little bit darker, a little bit lighter, whatever it might be, you can just edit it once in the assets panel and it'll change it throughout your entire document.
Mm-hmm. So let's see. People said they like the subtle rounded corners.
Yep.
I'm wondering, like, for buttons, I'm wondering if I like the, like, maybe either yellow or red better as like a button.
I feel like red is almost too aggressive for a button. It almost tells me you're stopping something, right?
It's true.
I think yellow might work.
Okay. That's a good point.
But I could be wrong.
Also, so people in the chat seem to like this style more. Like you have that subtle, like the fill is kind of below the actual shape itself.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a stylized choice. You can see a little better with the green, for example. And so we're gonna try to implement that. It's a little harder because it requires two different pieces instead of just one background with one button with like a fill and a border. So one has to have a fill, the other one has to have a border. So I'm gonna go ahead and take off the fill. Actually, no, I think border, so that way I don't have to layer it. So I can just press Control D, apply the border, and there you go. And then if I hold Control and then click the yellow color, I can just press it down. 4 pixels is what I decided on. I might go 3 actually. Let me see. What do you think? 3 or 4?
Ooh.
So there's 3, and then this is 4.
I feel like I'm at an optometrist. 1 or 2? Maybe. Zoom out. I think maybe 4. Because if you zoom out and it's at 3, it might be too subtle that you can't really see it. Possibly.
Okay, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Okay, and so we can do the same thing with all the other buttons. So you can see here, all these are still in one group. So the website button is still the fill and the border. So we can do that same kind of thing with all of them. What would be really cool is like graphic styles in XD too. So you can just like click a button and apply a graphic style.
Yeah, I've seen a few people request that.
It's useful in Illustrator.
Yep.
Okay, so we want one with a fill and with a border. So let's go ahead and deselect the border, press Control D, apply the border and remove the fill, and then I'm going to press Control and click the yellow color to select the yellow shape, and then press down 4 times.
Yep.
So it might be a little complicated, but like once you get into the flow, it'll be a lot quicker.
Yeah, and you can save these as symbols to basically reuse them wherever.
Right. And so if you save it as a symbol, you're able to change the text on each one, right?
I believe so, right?
Okay, let's give it a shot.
But I believe so.
Okay.
I think it's like a repeat grid where you can change the text.
So let's see. We're gonna name this.
I hope I'm right.
Let's say short button, because it's not very wide. So then we can remove that, or here, overlap it first, and then go ahead and remove the website button. Wait, did it say website actually? I don't know why it was named website. It's like place, okay. Ooh, also, for some reason, it needs to be centered align, whoops. So this is like the beauty of it. So if you want to change on all of them, you can just press it once and it'll change on all of them.
Yep.
So it's pretty nice. So we're gonna go ahead and try to center it. And we're gonna make sure it's centered within the border, because this is the button itself. This is just the stylized background. So we want it centered within that, which I believe it is.
So Helmut's asking, are you using
Yeah.
pure black? Or I guess the better question is, are you going to eventually, is that what you're sticking with, pure black, or are you going to change that? Or you're not using pure black?
It's a very dark gray.
There you go. There's your answer.
But I mean, I think it's a fine color. I'll probably stick with the black. I think. And okay, so it does look like you are able to.
Good. Phew. I was right. and what you can do if you did want to change that, if you right-click on the button, you can actually push the override. So if you're using a symbol that the text had to be the same and you changed it, you can push the overrides.
Let's see. So go and select it, push overrides, and yeah, it changed there too. Undo that. Cool. Very helpful.
Indeed.
Okay, and then we can do the same thing here. So what I can do is press Control-Shift-Y to get to this panel, and then drag this one. But first, we want to ungroup it because we want it to be as wide. We want it to be wider.
Right.
So.
At the moment, you cannot resize symbols.
Right.
I believe someone from the XD team did confirm that that's a thing that's going to happen.
Awesome. Heck, they're just all over. They're like, oh, you want it? We'll give it to you.
There's a very good chance that anything that people, well, not anything, but most of the bigger requests that people have thrown in the user voice or chat, it's a good chance that all of that stuff is being worked on in some capacity.
Sweet. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and press Control-K. Oops, here, group it, press Control-K, and now we can rename this one, well, button wide, I gotta rename it here. Button short. Okay. So we can go ahead and say, surprise me, and again, for some reason it's not centered. It's strange. Okay. So just align it. Oh, I see. Not wide enough yet. Okay.
Jan, welcome back. Jan fell asleep on the couch after work. We've all done it. Chris Cannon's in the house. You know Chris? He was also a guest. He's also one of our mentors in Slack, which is cool.
I don't think so.
Good guy.
I'll have to check him out. Yeah, find somewhere.
Ooh, Adrian. That's one thing that I kind of want from time to time, being able to undock the panels. So you have like the layers and the assets.
Yeah, that's another thing I've been kind of wanting, is to be able to see them both at once, or and things like that.
Yeah, at the moment you cannot. I would like to have more options like that, being either to have like them split or side by side. I feel if they're side by side, they might be take up too much space. But like in Photoshop, you have them kind of on top of each other. Okay, I would like to.
I noticed here, this is like here. So if I drag this away, you see that this is, we can probably base these two off the same. They're the same width, but this one has an icon on it, which complicates things a little bit.
A little bit.
So we can just...
We can have a separate symbol.
Yeah, make
one with symbol. An icon and one without.
Are you able to, if you change an icon on one of the symbols, I wonder if it changes on all of them?
Oh, it does.
Okay.
So that will not work. You'd have to overlay it at the moment.
Okay. So we'll do... okay. Or I might be able to actually... I'm going to go ahead and delete this one. I'm going to go ahead and copy the name. And delete that symbol and make this one the symbol. And I can just apply the style real quick. Delete that. Just so I don't have to like worry about aligning things again.
Kevin Lee,
paste that.
Where'd your little profile picture go? Kevin was also a guest.
Oh.
I think he was also a host too, I think. I think I told you this yesterday.
I don't recall.
Oh, okay.
If you did. You may have. I may have just been drunk or something.
I talk about Kevin a lot. He's a good guy. There he is. There's his profile picture. And he's saying user voice is amazing. And it is amazing. And that's the thing that really attracted me to the XD team. aside from XD itself, is how passionate they are about the community, and a lot of the features that have been built for XD have been a direct result of them going out, talking with developers and talking with designers, doing user groups, and obviously user voice as well online.
Yeah.
It's nice to see that they really care about features that the community wants.
All right, so as you said, we're gonna have to overlay it for now.
Yep.
For the icons. So I'm gonna go quickly go and drag a new one so I don't have to worry about that, and I can just delete that. And here, actually, instead, let's do 24 by 24. We're gonna align it to here, but then take away the stroke and the fill so it doesn't show up, but this gives us like a guide, hopefully.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully it'll work out. There we go. And then we can just delete that, and now you have an invisible guide here. I can just select the button and delete it. And so yeah, you see you have an empty space for a website. This is an overlay, so I can select these two.
Yep.
Hold on. Yeah, so symbol and then this. Gonna get rid of that. Paste. Select these. Group them together. There we go. Not all caps. Okay. Here we go.
Yeah, that style of button is really, I like it. It's different, but it's cool. It gives it a bit of flair.
Yeah, a bit of life and
yeah,
stylistic choice. Website 24. Yeah, so that's what's I was kind of afraid of. Like, I don't know if it can align with a guide that's in a different group.
Oh, no.
I think that'd be kind of cool if that was possible someday too.
Yep. I agree.
Okay, so what we can do is we can just reference it, so it needs to be pushed over a few pixels. Yeah, 8. There's an 8 pixel distance there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there we go. And then same thing. So Control-Shift-Y. Let's drag button wide. Rename. Reserve a table. And drag it on top. Delete the one behind it. We can do that, and then that was find somewhere, yeah.
Oh, Kat's asking, she loves the style of button or icon. What is this the on state or the off state, and what's the opposite look like?
You mean like hover and pressed and things, like what they would look like that?
Possibly, or if one was inactive.
Yeah, so I actually I thought about that in the guidelines. So this is what I kind of had in mind. So this coloring, so you'd have this would be like a normal color. This would be like as if you're pressing it, like your mouse is held down on the button, and then like this, I had a yellow light color. So like when you're hovering over it, it would like change the shade a little bit to indicate. And then inactive, you know, the text would be gray, and then you'd have a gray background to indicate that you can't really press it.
Yep.
So yeah.
Cool.
All right. So find similar. We have
Got about 5 minutes left.
yeah. So I'll probably have to do a bit of this off camera.
Yeah, that's cool.
But you know, we'll continue working on improving the design and everything tomorrow too, and then also auto animate and prototyping. So I'm excited for that.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah. All right, so we have all the buttons. So that's good. We are missing the call button here. So let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and copy this guide onto this symbol right here. Oh, nope.
It's hard to see when it's invisible.
Yeah, here. Let's give it a fill. Right there.
Chris is saying, is this an app and there's hover?
I know that's
Yeah, there won't be hover in an app, but
yeah. Maybe someday. I mean, they are working on technology that allows you to have hover on screens.
Maybe.
So that is the call icon. So we'll quickly throw that in. Overlaying it, so we'll make it 24 pixels and put it on top here. I'm going to go ahead and select this and give it a fill, just so I can at least visually guide myself to align it. So yeah, that looks right.
Would you use like legit guides in XD? You know how you have them in Illustrator and Photoshop? Ones you can pull out with your rulers?
I would absolutely.
Yeah?
I think that would be helpful too.
Okay.
What I do on XD to solve that problem sometimes is like I would just draw a line and then make it invisible.
Yep.
To help guide me.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, I can copy these buttons to this one as well. Easy peasy. And then also these kind of things too. So I can just copy a couple of those, paste them in, align them, and then they were called show more and add a review. So I'm going to go ahead and delete them. And this one was called show more, add a review. There we go. Cool.
Robbie, oh my God, guides, please. I think the team is, you know, trying to figure out what the best implementation of guides is, because if you have, let's say, several dozen artboards and you have guides all over the place, and then you have rulers, and it becomes a bit of a mess. So it has to be done right.
Right. That's what I kind of like about like the people working on XD. They kind of they're trying to find like intuitive ways to implement the features instead of just throwing them in there.
Yeah, I agree.
Because this is a very content-aware type of app, and older apps like Illustrator, Photoshop, and all that, they're not content-aware to the extent that XD is.
Right.
This is very adaptable. So I like that they're trying to find smart solutions before they just throw in a feature.
Yeah.
So it's pretty smart.
And I've seen previews internally for some things. I'm not going to mention what, because I'll probably get smacked. But I've seen previews, and I look at it, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of clever. Because you could have gone this way, which is the traditional way of doing whatever that thing was, but it wouldn't have necessarily made sense. It would have made things a little bit more of a mess. But you chose to go this way, and maybe it's a slightly different experience than what people might be used to.
Right.
But it ends up being a better experience. So the team is... They're thinking of a lot of really interesting things, and they're doing things in different ways, but I think it'll be better for the user.
Right.
Yep. And I can't wait to talk about some of those things. So while you're finishing up these little buttons, what's the plan for tomorrow?
So the plan for tomorrow is to continue on refining the design.
Yep.
Making everything continue to look more cohesive and better. Applying the nav icons down here, and also prototyping and auto animating. So connecting all the screens together and making them all function like they were an actual app.
Nice. And possibly some voice, maybe.
Let's hope so.
Let's hope so. We'll definitely finish up the hi-fi designs first. Auto animate, probably a priority, and then maybe voice if we have time.
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right. So this was productive. Things are starting to look fancy.
Yeah.
Little bit delicious. We've kind of avoided pineapple on pizza for the most part. Val must be thrilled with us right now. But that was cool. Thanks you so much for joining us, Michael.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll be back tomorrow. Kathleen will be back tomorrow morning at 8:30 in the morning, kicking off the next day of the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge. And I'll be back with Jackie right after that. Daniel and Melody will be at 11 o'clock, and then we'll be back at 1. So we'll see you all tomorrow.
Yeah. See ya.